Hey everyone! Welcome back to your favorite pirate crew! Today we're going to be talking about Mihawk revealing how he cut Zoro's eye. If you'd like to see more about One Piece in our channel, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe to join our pirate crew. Pirates, before we continue with the video, I ask that you already subscribe to the channel. That way you can join our pirate crew, earn a devil fruit, or master your favorite hotkey of your very own. It would also help our crew out a lot, or at least this division of it, if you left your like, thumbs up in today's video so that we together can become Yonkos. But it doesn't take observation hockey to see that we should be moving on to the video. Zoro is one of the best swordsmen in the entire world of One Piece, and is constantly improving to become the best. During the 2-year break, Zoro came back not only stronger, but with a major scar on his left eye. Currently, it's unknown how Zoro lost his left eye in One Piece. To the 2-year time skip that saw the Straw Hat Gang break up and finally reunite, Zoro returned with a strange scar on his left eye, which was also completely closed. The scar seems to indicate that Zoro lost his eye, well, of course, and that the injury was very large. Still, we don't know yet how he got his scar. Taking everything into consideration, in today's video, we're going to try to lift all known information about Zoro and his left eye, revealing what is known about the circumstances under which he lost it. With that in mind, we'll try to come up with a conclusion of how he may or may not have lost his eye. First of all, let's start by remembering a few things. When did Zoro lose his eye? The exact moment when Zoro lost his eye happened sometime during the 2-year time skip, although the exact moment this happened is, well, not really known yet. We first saw Zoro after the time jump in episode 517 of the anime, which was the first episode of season 15 titled A New Chapter Begins. The Straw Hat crew reunites. No additional details about Zoro's eye were revealed, so we don't know exactly when the loss happened. Has he even opened his eye since then? The current theory is that Zoro has never opened his left eye since the time skip, not having shown it directly in frames of the manga. However, there is a suggestion that Zoro's eye was eventually opened at the end of chapter 1009 of the manga. It was published on April 5th, 2021 under the title Naroku. In the chapter, Zoro and Luffy fight Kaido and Big Mom, among other things, and Zoro takes a powerful attack, after which he ends up coughing up blood. The scene itself is nothing strange or new to Zoro, but a panel in the manga that seems to suggest that Zoro also opened his eye while coughing up his blood. This was not referenced later and may just be a misinterpretation, as the panel is not completely clear, and may in fact have just been a mistake by one who observed such detail in the painting. I wonder how he lost his eye. As we said earlier, the exact circumstances under which Zoro lost his left eye are a mystery, and there are some fans who think it should remain a mystery for quite some time to come, although Oda will probably address this at one point, even if it ends up being a rather vague answer to begin with until we officially have an explanation. Now, as to why, there are several, more or less, plausible theories about Zoro's left eye. The first and most intuitive theory is that he sort of injured himself while training with Mihawk somehow. This actually makes sense, given what is known about Mihawk's rough training style, his immense strength, and Zoro's own stubbornness. This is a simple theory, and those who don't like to complicate things should stick to it. The strangest among the theories is that a demon actually lives inside Zoro's closed left eye, which really doesn't look like Oda's writing style. It doesn't even sound like a One Piece thing to begin with, and there is absolutely no basis for it other than Ashura's illusion. But that was more of the sword technique than a demon power. If it was a demonic power, it would make much more sense to connect it to Kaitasu and not Zoro. Zoro is not a mage, and has the same Kaitasu, the same swords, and made no suggestion that he still needed to master the same Sandai Kaitasu. Sendai. Therefore, there would be no need to close his eyes to use Ashura. The theory about the demonic eye is really absurd and makes no sense. It would seem like pure fan service on Oda's side, and he's not known to use such means. This theory creates more confusion and raises more questions than answers. Also, it seems like there wouldn't even be a need for Zoro to need a cursed sword to perform Ashura, seeing how skilled he is. it wouldn't make much sense, really. For him, it'd be much more worse if he could use any technique with any sword. Saw that the swords in One Piece are nothing like Bleach's Zanpakutos, for example. Swords are regular weapons, and their use depends on the user, which means that Ashura is related to Zoro's manifestation of his sword skills and nothing more. Zoro also does not have an Akuma no Mi, which could be the source of some superhuman or supernatural power. Another obvious example is Vista of the Flower Swords, which uses a technique that creates a slice of rose petals, but doesn't mean it contains some kind of fairy or forest spirit. It's a simple sword technique and nothing more. Another example is Kainemon. He has a fruit that is only suitable for clothing, but he can actually cut fires and explosions without any special skills, which is something no one else can. It's a pure sword technique and nothing else, like everything else we've talked about here. Another theory suggests that Zoro might simply have practiced using only one eye to develop better depth perception and visual acuity. After all, the guy also trained with Mihawk, Hawkeye's. It makes sense for Zoro to learn techniques that increases his visual acuity. All of these theories could explain the loss of Zoro's eye, but they are not confirmed yet, and we're just gonna have to wait and see how Ichiro Oda will answer this question. However, if we were to take into account that the theory of Mihawk being responsible for the character's eye loss, how could it have happened? It could be something much more simpler than we imagine. Something like during a slightly more intense fight between the characters, Zoro swerved into the wrong direction and ended up with a grotesque wound on his face. It's even possible that it's just some type of wound that is healing, and in the future the character will be able to open his eye normally. This could be not only a cooler visual reference for the swordsman, but also a reference to Rayleigh himself, who was the right-hand man of the King of Pirates, Roger. It'd be quite interesting, even more so considering that they are scars on different eyes, but equally cool visually. The fact that we have not seen this happening during a flashback, for example, may be for a very simple reason. The author may just be saving this moment for a slightly more epic scene, like a shonen classic, one in which we would have a flashback of the training with Mihawk, and in the middle of that would show the instant when Zoro would have lost his eye. Whether it was due to the slightest carelessness during their training, or because they actually went through something quite life-threatening, such as almost losing their lives, and sacrificing their eye was necessary in order to stand up to the former Shichibukai. Such a scene would usually occur during the death of a character, or during a moment when the character needs to gather strength, and can be shown in a scene similar to these two. As we move into a new phase of One Piece, it is very possible that this revelation will occur in the future, either in a flashback or just in dialogue. It's quite possible that the Cross Guild, the group Mihawk joined with other characters, will end up allying with the Mugiwaras during the Great World War that will eventually occur in the novel. If this happens, we'll probably, possibly, potentially get the answer we have been waiting for so many years from Oda. Perhaps we'll even have Zoro and Mihawk fighting side by side against some other incredibly powerful character. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? At this point, we can have a scene commenting on Zoro's training, and then telling about how he got his scar, or something similar. Until this actually happens, we can only keep on theorizing about it. But what about you? How do you think Zoro lost his eye? Is something great hidden behind his eyelid? Like a great power to be revealed? Or was he just careless? Is Mihawk responsible for the scar? Let us know in the comments your theory about this. Well, that's it, Miss Straw Hat Pirate. Really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any suggestions for a future video, don't forget to comment below, because I'll be reading them all as I always do. Also, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe, ring the bell so you don't miss out on any content from your pirate crew.